I'm Philippa Rowland, and I'm an Australian, and I'm here representing the Australian religious response to climate change. And I've come from an Anglican lineage and background, but I've been a Mahayana Buddhist since I was 16. I think my faith gives me hope and courage to continue. In Mahayana Buddhism, there is a sense that all beings want to be happy. Buddha achieved the understanding of suffering and a cessation of suffering. And I think in many ways that Dr. Seuss, the children's book author, got it right when he spoke about needs, the things we think we need. So many of us use and consume so many things that we think we need to have them, but perhaps we could return to a simpler life so that others may simply live, as Gandhi said. So in my tradition, there is a sense of at least being compassionate to others and to oneself. So I think in my life I've always been very interested in the role humans play in either caring for or damaging the earth. I studied agriculture and I worked giving advice in policy settings in government around some of the poisons and toxins that humanity puts out there, pesticides and heavy metals. So I've always had a great interest in how our lifestyles as humans interfere with the ecology of the greater organism of the earth. That, in later years, has led me to be very keenly interested in the global impacts of climate change. A key moment for me was having the opportunity in the Copenhagen climate talks to see the women from the South Pacific. They ran a side event and they came in their traditional costumes and they danced as if there was nothing between them and the sky and the earth, but their longing that their islands be saved and that their children could grow up knowing their heritage and the place from which they came. And I felt humbled, not just by the Pacific Island women, but the people from many other countries across the globe who've got so much less than I do, but wake up every day doing their very best to make a difference to the future of the world. And I think that was probably a pivot point for me in recognizing that it's time for us all to stand up and do what we can to make a difference. In terms of making changes in my own life this year, there are aspects that are easy and there are aspects that are hard. So I actually became vegetarian when I was 16, so that side of it is quite easy. But I've been eating fish since my first child was born 15 years ago. So I've made a commitment that I'm going to go back to being fully vegetarian, and I will even trial some steps towards veganism. The other aspect that's relatively easy for our family is the energy decision making, because we have already put on double glazing. We've got solar panels and solar hot water system, but we're looking to set money aside, my husband and I, so we can afford to buy a battery system. And that will mean that we will become almost self-sufficient for energy, using the sunlight in the day to power the energy at night. The other big part of it is Australia is a huge country, and many, many people rely on flying as easy as if they were catching a bus. I was part of a council meeting just this last weekend, and we had discussion about using a new digital platform called Zoom, which may have the capacity for us to be able to meet virtually and have quite deep, meaningful participation without all having to fly to be in the same room, in the same place at the same time. So these are the range of commitments I'm going to make this year.